Hello, graduates. It's U.S. Senator Dan Sullivan, and congratulations on your graduation. I really wish I could be with all of you in our great state to celebrate with you. But as you probably know, there's a lot going on in Washington, D.C. right now to get us through this unprecedented pandemic that has hit our nation, our state, and really the entire world. So I'm filming this graduation message from a place that's very, very inspiring to so many Alaskans, so many Americans. It's the rotunda of the United States Capitol. So again, I want to say a big congratulations to all of you. You should celebrate even if you have to social distance to do so. But I recognize, we all recognize, it's a tough time to celebrate such a momentous milestone. Now, it's normal for graduates to feel joy, of course, but also a little anxiety and uncertainty at graduation. Well, the graduations this year, that anxiety and uncertainty is going to be significantly greater. There's no doubt about that because of this unprecedented pandemic that has hit our state and our country. But I have all the confidence in the world that with your leadership, we're going to get through this crisis stronger and more resilient than ever. In previous graduation speeches, I've talked about how rewarding a life of service can be. Service to your communities, to your neighbors, to your elders, and service to your nation. But now that message is more important than ever. Not so much because service to others will be fulfilling to all of you. It will be. But now more than ever, we are going to need your service to your community, to your nation, to your state, to your neighbors, to get us through these challenging times, to get us through this unprecedented pandemic, which we're all experiencing. We're going to need all of you to help, as a matter of fact, to lead. Certain generations in American history have been faced with momentous challenges. The Revolutionary War, the Civil War, the Great Depression, World War II, the Civil Rights era. These generations have always risen to the challenge and made our country stronger. I have no doubt you will too. Already we're seeing many changes taking place in our country, and many changes are taking place for the better. Our new national heroes are those on the front lines that are battling this pandemic, whether it's our healthcare workers, our truck drivers, those working in our grocery stores and pharmacies, our clergy, our first responders, entrepreneurs and small business leaders, and scientists who are working on vaccines to get us through these challenging times. The value and dignity of hard work is front and center again in America. The generosity of our citizens in Alaska and across our nation is on full display. The value of close communities and connections are being appreciated like never before, even if you have to do it through Zoom. So graduates, you are entering adulthood right at the time that our nation faces one of its biggest challenges in the history of America. And we're going to need you to get us through these challenges, and you will do it. I know you will do it. I am confident that every one of you will answer the call in a way that fits you and your personality and your interests the best. But in the meantime, congratulations. Celebrate. Enjoy this time. We are very proud of all your accomplishments and all that you have already done in your wonderful lives. So congratulations again. And by the way, congratulations to our great teachers, parents, grandparents, family members who have gotten you to this very important milestone in your life. How about a round of applause for all of them? I look forward to seeing you all back in our great state. We're very, very proud of you. Looking forward to all you're going to do in the future.
Welcome to Houston Junior Senior High's 2020 graduation commencement ceremony. We are excited to celebrate the success of our graduates and to celebrate with families and friends. I would like to introduce Elise Dansby singing the national anthem, followed by Principal of Houston Junior Senior High, Mr. Howard, with tonight's welcome message. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming brought stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening, families and friends of Houston Junior Senior High, and a special welcome to our 2020 graduates. I'm especially excited for tonight. The students we are recognizing were new sixth graders when I first became the principal at Houston Middle School. I consider it a privilege to be here tonight to honor their successes and to see them complete their high school education. I'm proud of every single graduate. Celebrating high school graduation is the highlight of each passing school year for millions of students across our country. Graduation is deeply embedded into society's identity, and it's an event that we've come to expect and to count on every spring. High school graduation is a shared experience that many of us hold in common, and it binds us together in multiple ways as a community. It's a special time for your friends, your family, the Houston Junior Senior High staff, and everyone else who celebrates your successes tonight. So what is it exactly that binds us together through high school graduation? Why is it such a milestone? Though the answers to those two questions may differ for many, I believe that the common tie that binds us together lies in recognizing two opposing experiences in one ceremony. The conclusion of one thing and the beginning of another. As you continue your path in life, you'll soon learn that this will not be the last time that these two forces will be at work. How you frame, how you react, and how you move forward during these times will help define who you become as an adult, an employee, a spouse, or even as a parent. Like everything else in life, you'll get chances to practice and hopefully the opportunity to improve on each subsequent event. Take advantage of these opportunities. They will not only make you stronger, but they will make you wiser as well. Class of 2020, as you conclude your high school experience and begin the next juncture of your lives, we must all recognize that your graduation is special. Yours is wrapped up in a global crisis that has impacted almost every facet of our daily lives. Though crises are always born of something negative, positive moments and experiences often emerge. Like a dandelion growing through concrete or asphalt, positivity finds the cracks in these crises and provides hope and strength. Rooted in these positive moments are acts of kindness towards one another. We hear about them more and more the longer we socially isolate and protect one another. Kindness trumps crisis and helps make difficult situations bearable. Let me say that again, kindness trumps crisis. This is how I would like to remember your graduation, strength and kindness, and how I'd like to remember all of you. I think it's fitting. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2020, I wish you all the best, and may you strive every day for fulfillment and success along the way.
At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce you to our 2020 Houston Junior Senior High's salutatorian, Jaden Winsenberg. Jaden has been a leader in our school since middle school. She has been involved in both academic and athletic activities all through high school and has made Houston Junior Senior High a better place for us all. Ladies and gentlemen, Jaden Winsenberg.
Hello, class of 2020. We did it! We're finally done. We're done doing homework, done getting up early, and done stressing about passing classes. Or we're done waiting to be accepted into schools or programs we've applied to. We are done. That is for now, until college starts or we begin paying our own bills. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that we are now done with high school and going on to bigger and better things. We've worked so hard to get to this point, and I'm so proud of us all. This is an exciting time, a beginning and an end, a time we can share memories of the past and big dreams for the future. I wanted to give a few thanks to our administration and faculty. It couldn't have been easy combining schools, students, and staff, or the cancellation of school, trying to figure out how to help the faculty and students. But you guys took it all in stride. Thank you to all coaches and club advisors for teaching us teamwork, leadership, and sometimes even life lessons. A lot will be missed about our years here at Houston. The football players kicking butt and hearing Coach Barrett say, "Looks like we win, boys." Wolfer terrifying students on a day-to-day basis, but is really a big softie. Redberg being that loud teacher, but you know you can always go to him for anything. And thank you to the pep band for keeping us hyped and dancing in the bleachers. I've only heard a few say it, but I know we all think it. This was supposed to be a time for finals. The final gamer meet, final concert, final pep rally, final dance, final time closing your locker before you walk away from the past 4 years, and even the final time seeing some faces. This last quarter of school has taken away some of our other finals too. As seniors, we were supposed to experience pulling final pranks, having a senior fun day, and having the opportunity to walk across the stage. Some of those important memories we didn't even know we'd miss. It's sad. This virus would make us more resilient. However, it's opening a door to a new chapter. There have already been a lot of new beginnings. Since 6th grade, it's the first time I've slept past 8 a.m. For many of us, it's the first time we've been able to work full time. We are proving that this generation is capable of adapting. Over the last 4 years, we have learned skills that will help us adjust to how things are changing. Skills that will make us successful despite any obstacle. A wise teacher once told me, "Do not fear failure, but please be terrified of regret." In other words, calm down before you make a decision you'll regret for possibly the rest of your life. There are so many opportunities awaiting us right around the corner. Take them. With their future at hand, I wish every one of you nothing but success, and congratulations to us all.
And now, I would like to introduce you to our 2020 valedictorian, Eli Knapp. Eli has been a strong voice throughout his 4 years at Houston Junior Senior High, often advocating for students and staff alike. He became someone that we could all count on, and his leadership made us all stronger. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Eli Knapp.
Wow, this isn't the graduation we anticipated, is it? But nonetheless, we did it. After 4 years of hard work, it's over. It's not the end we expected, but it is the end. Before I go any further, I want to extend the class of 2020's thanks to everyone who has made this possible. Parents, teachers, coaches, school staff, especially the custodians who clean up after all our fun. I would also like to extend a special thanks to all of our current and former class advisors. We have experienced a lot of unexpected disruptions during our last 2 years of high school. First, the November earthquake that shook up our lives and reformed Houston Junior Senior High. Now the COVID-19 outbreak that has prematurely ended our senior year and left us all with many doubts about the future. Yet I believe the vital lessons these challenges have taught us about life will only help us as we enter the real world of jobs, bills, and responsibilities. First, we learned to adapt to change and rise to face our new challenges. We quickly learned after the earthquake that things wouldn't be the same for a while. We learned that to thrive, we must adjust and go with the flow. Secondly, we learned the value of listening and how important it is to value the knowledge that others bring to the table and how we must work together to find new and unique solutions to problems. This is a skill that will help all of us, whether we go on to higher education, job training, join the military, or any endeavor in which we choose to partake. Last but not least, we have learned that we are stronger together. We have seen firsthand the value of cooperation. We have all seen the great things we can do when we collaborate, whether it was during the Wacko Tug of War, working on a theme and decorations for homecoming, or finding new ways to finalize our senior year after it was abruptly cut short. We have learned how important it is to work together to make the future brighter for everyone. I would like to stress that we shouldn't only dwell on the challenges we faced during our time at Houston High. We should remember the good times. I will especially remember the school-sponsored adventures, like going to the movie with Soli's class, going to track and field regionals, or the many volunteer opportunities through National Honor Society. Or maybe just the last-minute trip to the store for the forgotten final piece of a school project or the perfect decoration for Wacko Week. At the end of the day, this is what I would like you all to remember. As you go through life, you have to continue to grow, be open to new ideas that might change what you believe, and work to help the world become a better place. But folk singer Woody Guthrie said it better than I ever could. Life has got a habit of not standing hitched. You gotta ride it like you find it. You gotta change with it. If a day goes by that don't change some of your new notions for old ones, that is just about like trying to milk a dead cow. Congratulations, class of 2020. We did it.
It is now my pleasure to introduce you to our keynote speaker for this evening. Mr. Steve Hall has been a member of the Houston Junior Senior High staff since 2003. He is a fixture at our school. Mr. Hall's love of science is infectious, and it carries over to his students. When asked, who is your favorite teacher? More often than not, Mr. Hall is on everyone's list. His students recognize his love of Houston Junior Senior High and all that he's contributed to making it a great place to learn and have fun. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the inspiring Mr. Hall.
Okay, class of 2020, we're going to go ahead and try and mix the colors red and green together without touching them. And we're going to do it in a nice, hopefully explosive manner. All I'm going to do is add some salt solution to the chemicals that I got sitting in these flasks. So let's go ahead and see what happens. And here's your little parting gift from Mr. Hall. There you go. There goes the orange one. Ooh, nice. There they mix a little bit. Red and green. Kind of Christmassy. Christmas in the springtime. The red one keeps going. It's almost like an elephant toothpaste. Ooh, that one's cool. Gotta love chemistry. That one looks like an amoeba. All right, well, I'll go from here and I'll give you a nice little speech. My first class of 2020 recommendation for living beyond graduation is to immediately focus your interests and talents on future pursuits. I shared a demo to convey my enthusiasm for chemistry. What you saw was the catalytic breakdown of concentrated hydrogen peroxide. The rapid production of oxygen and hot steam is what generated soap suds. Being a science nerd with a huge curiosity drive, I did whatever it took to earn my college degree. I can't say I enjoyed all my required classes like the Industrial Revolution or college English, but I persisted and did whatever it took to reach my goals. When goal setting, look beyond tomorrow and don't ever give up. Being tenacious and dedicated to your pursuits helps you stand out from others and land a career. Make sure you build a web of support to handle all the ups and downs of pursuing any big endeavor. Speaking of support, I would like to thank all the family members who have guided you to this moment. They did a fantastic job and are to be commended. My second recommendation for you would be to fight trepidation and try new things to see where they take you. By doing this, you eliminate spending time doing things you don't like while building grit for what life throws at you. Historic events you've already endured include the earthquake of 2018 and the current pandemic. This class has always impressed me with how you competed in sports, business, and welding competitions. This class's football team was recently announced as a finalist for this year's Alaska Sports Hall of Fame. Congratulations. You also fostered our marching band and took on tough academics such as AP Chemistry, Pre-Calculus, College Composition, and Anatomy and Physiology. Now it is time to move on to bigger and better things. Here are some examples where I lived these words of advice. First, I joined the Army where I did an Aussie rappel. The first time I tried it, I was asked if I was cold because of my shaking on a hot summer day. The second time, my confidence went way up and I nailed it. Second, I encountered a bear while clearing brush for Kennecott Exploration Company. He wanted my last Skittle, and he never got it. Third, I ran a trail marathon where I thought I was on death's doorstep because of hearing a violin at mile 20. Turns out it was some random guy playing a violin. Finally, I competed in Alaska bodybuilding. Mr. Helly, my trainer, had a no back-out policy. He informed me about hair removal and self-tanning on a need-to-know basis. Good thing he had the no back-out policy. My point is, taking risks affords you interesting stories to share and opens windows of opportunity. I say go for it and see where life takes you. My third and final recommendation for living life to the fullest is for you to compose yourself in a manner that ensures respect and leads to success. I would like to share this Alaskan poem titled Guaranteed from the book Simple and to the Core by Stephen Garrett O'Sullivan. It reinforces my previous recommendation and contains words that echo the best advice I got from a lady whom I admired very much. She simply told me, always do good. Always do good. Guaranteed. If you build a bridge, don't burn it. If you've done wrong, write it and learn from it. If you have questions, ask them. If you need to apply yourself, know it's not a task. If you want to live, live and let live. If you take, you must give. If you don't, someday you will awake, you'll have nowhere to go, it will be gone, guaranteed. These are words to live by. Congratulations, class of 2020, and thank you for giving me the honor of sharing this moment with you today. Go forth and make life happen.
At this time, we'd like to take a moment to celebrate the senior class of 2020 through a special video. Vinny Mahoney created this video as a remembrance of our time at HJSH and as a tribute to all of those who helped make it happen. Please enjoy.
class of 2020. It's been an honor serving you as your vice president. I took Wagner's digital media class this year and absolutely fell in love with it. They approached me and they asked me if I'd like to create a senior video for you guys. And I thought, why not? An earthquake destroyed our middle school. We had to manage more than double the students we had before, make room for classes, share our gym for sports. It was exhausting. But wait, hold on. We are resilient. We don't give up. We are Houston Hawks. Instead of giving up, our staff and principals band together to make a plan to continue to make Houston great. Now that we're back on our feet and getting ready to graduate, a pandemic strikes. Now we're all bored and alone. You know what though? We're all alone together. And best of all, we're making history. We are the first class to ever have a virtual graduation. We might have to walk across our living room floor, but through an earthquake and a worldwide pandemic, we're still here. This just proves that you can knock us down, but as a Hawk, we always get back up and fly.
Vinny, thank you for creating an absolutely memorable video. Great job. Also, I'd like to thank our speakers. They did a nice job as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to recognize and present to you these candidates and to certify that they have met all the requirements for the Matsu Borough School District and Houston Junior Senior High. School Board Member Jeff Taylor, will you join me to accept the class of 2020?
Mr. Howard, as a school board member of the Matanuska-Susitna Borough School District, I hereby proudly accept the Houston Junior Senior High School class of 2020.
The roll call for tonight's presentation of the class of 2020 will be read by Mr. Norm Burchard.
Let the roll call begin. Vincent Adams. Vincent would like to thank Mrs. Fortune. She never gave up on him and always helped him through the tough times. Lukia Afanan. Lukia would like to thank her parents for being supportive and allowing her to have a great high school experience. Dawson Agony. Dawson would like to thank the Houston staff for helping him throughout his high school career and for never once giving up on him. Jack Allison. Jack would like to thank his parents, family, teachers, coaches, and friends for helping him get here. Hunter Anderson. Hunter would like to thank his parents for supporting him through school, his grandma for making him a better person, and his brother for helping him. Jade Anderson. Jade would like to thank her parents for helping her get through high school and thank her band director for pushing her to do her best. Mishaila Beebe. Mishaila would like to thank her parents and family for being there and being such great role models. She'd like to thank Mrs. Browner for pushing her to be her greatest and to do better. Mishaila would like to also thank Mrs. Albertson for comforting her through difficult times. Steve Brannon. Steve would like to thank his teachers, counselors, and his parents for helping him get through high school and graduating early. Without them, he wouldn't have been able to do what he did to get here and finish a year early. McCrae Brotzman. McCrae would like to give a big thank you to his mom and dad for all their continued support. Brendan Creed. Brendan would like to thank his parents for helping him through his years to graduate, his siblings for having his back, and thanks to his coaches. Tucker Krogan. Tucker would like to thank his friends and family because without them, he would not be who he is today. Elise Dansby. Ali would like to thank her mother for always being her number one supporter, her brothers for always having her back, the music program for giving her the best high school experience she could have. Louisiette Ilonic. Louisiette would like to thank Mrs. Hayes for helping her stay in class when she wanted to leave. It meant a lot. Ezekiel Estes. Zeke would like to thank his Papa Greg for motivating him, his parents for always supporting him, and Mr. Mitchell for never giving up on him. Shelby Foltz. Shelby would like to thank his family, mainly his mom and grandfather, for helping him get his diploma. Kennedy Fono. Kennedy would like to thank his parents and all his coaches for pushing him to be his best. Kennedy would also like to thank Mr. Howard and Mr. Hughes for always helping him with his classes. Eric Fontenot. Eric would like to thank his dad for always being supportive and pushing him to do better. He would also like to thank the staff at Houston Junior Senior High School, especially Mr. Reed, Mr. Mitchell, Mrs. Fortune, Mr. Wolfer, and Mr. Parker for helping him realize and achieve his goals. Philip Fursov. Philip would like to thank his family and friends. Isis Garcia. Isis would like to thank her mom, family, boyfriend, and his family. Isis would also like to thank teachers who have gotten her through the years. Nicholas Garver. Nicholas would like to thank his family and friends for working hard to get him to this moment. He would like to encourage everyone to push further in their lives. Nicholas wishes you all a wonderful and healthy life. David Gearhart. David would like to thank his family and friends. Paige Graves. Paige would like to thank her parents for always being supportive, and she would like to thank Mrs. Hayes for being a great teacher and helping her want to learn. Ian Harbuck. Ian would like to give a thank you to his friends and family for always supporting him. Haley Hendrick. Haley would like to thank her siblings and friends for helping her throughout her high school career. Most importantly, she would like to thank her parents for making her into the person she is today. Justice Higgins. Justice is grateful to his mom, dad, and stepdad for all their love and support that he has gotten him to this moment. Christian Hildebrand. Christian would like to thank his grandparents for giving him the motivation to be his best, his friends for helping through the tough times, and finally, he would like to thank the Houston Junior Senior High School staff for being patient. Nathaniel Hutchinson. Nathaniel would like to thank his family for always being there for him, and he would like to give thanks to every one of his teachers throughout the years. Jordan Jones. Jordan would like to thank God, his parents and siblings, everyone in the music program, and everyone who helped him get to this point. Eli Knapp. Eli would like to thank his mom, sister, brother-in-law, and all the coaches and teachers who put up with him for the 4 years. Jordan Kolb. Jordan would like to thank his parents for helping raise him to be the person he is today and in the future. His girlfriend for being there to support him when things were tough. He would also like to thank his friends for always being there. Gunnar Lewis. Gunnar would like to thank his parents and family for everything they have done and all the teachers that helped him throughout his high school career. Brianna Lindsay. Brianna would like to thank all of the staff for everything they have done to help her get this far and believing in her when she couldn't do it for herself. She would also like to thank her peers for all the amazing things we have done on this journey. Danielle Lord. Danielle would like to thank her family for always pushing her to do her best in school and extend a thank you to her friends for helping her when she needed it. Brandy Luafulu. Brandy would like to thank her parents, especially her number one fan, her dad. She would like to also thank her favorite teacher, Mrs. Fortune, who has helped her with many things for which she is grateful. Joe Mock. Joe would like to thank his mother, Rhonda, his grandma, Marilyn, aunts Jamie and Michelle, and his uncle Joe for always pushing him to be a better person, as well as the rest of his family for being a strong foundation for his future. Vincent Mahoney. Vincent would like to thank his mother, Lottie, and father for raising him, his brothers for making him tough, close friends for always building him up, and Mr. Wagner for ensuring that he achieved success. Cody Martinson. Cody would like to thank his parents for helping him graduate. Tyler McDonald. Tyler would like to thank his parents, his family members, his friends, and anyone else who has helped him along the way. Kyle McLaughlin. Kyle would like to thank his family and friends for supporting him and always being there for him. Francis Mose. Francis would like to thank everyone that helped him this year, especially his auntie and the coaches and teachers that helped him with schoolwork. And lastly, all of his fans. Nathaniel O'Quinn. Nathaniel would like to thank his family and all the Houston faculty for always believing in him and leading him on the road to success. Isaiah Rasnick Squires. Isaiah would like to thank his dad, Josh Tyre, and his grandma, Jeanette Squire, for always being there for him and never giving up. Alexander Ryman. Alexander would like to thank his family for being there and supporting him. Alexander Rennick. Alex would like to thank his dad and his mom, Sarah, as well as his brothers and sisters, and an extra thank you to Aunt Donna for always being supportive and being there for him when he needed it. Clarence Richardson. Clarence would like to thank his mom and dad for believing and pushing him to succeed. Thank you to his teachers for never giving up on him. And thank you to all of his friends for being a part of his life. Kyle Robeson. Kyle would like to thank his family and friends. Helena Rockwell. Helena would like to thank Miss Yeomans for being her main support. She would also like to thank Mrs. Hayes and Mr. Camilos for showing her better ways and helping her through her senior year. Hunter Rowe. Hunter would like to thank his family and friends. Apit Sasiu. Apit would like to thank his parents for always being there, all his teachers helping him through his classes, and thank the coaches for making him the best he could be. Ryzen Sayer. Ryzen would like to thank God for guiding him down the right path. He is thankful for all of his families, near and far, for all of the love and support. He's thankful for his coaches for pushing him towards success, and he's also thankful to all of his teachers who've taught him how to be a better person. Honora Sherwood. Honora would like to thank her mom and stepdad. She would also like to thank all of the staff at Houston for helping her throughout high school and being there to see her finish. Colin Smith. Colin would like to thank Mrs. Gillespie for going above and beyond for him, and thank all of the teachers for putting up with it. Josh Smolden. Josh thanks his parents, coaches, and all the staff members who helped him get through high school. Felicity Soto. Felicity would like to thank her parents for always supporting her and having faith in her decisions. Thank you to all of her teachers who motivated and pushed her to excel. And lastly, she wants to thank her classmates for being part of her high school experience. Jordan Steed. Jordan would like to thank his grandparents and family for reminding him to do his work, his teachers for encouraging him to do his best, and his girlfriend for motivating him to not give up. Jared Stimmons. Jared would like to thank his girlfriend for always being there and getting him through some rough times, his parents for giving him a start and teaching him the right from wrong, and his mates for always being there and making him laugh. Landon Taylor. Landon wants to thank his parents for always helping him. He would like to thank his whole family for always supporting him. Dustin Van Buskirk. Dustin would like to thank his grandma, all the people who helped him through his struggles, and a special thank you to his mom and dad for pushing him to better himself. Maxwell Wagster. Maxwell would like to thank his mother and father, his grandmother and grandfather. Max would also like to thank Mrs. Jabor, Mrs. Hayes, Mr. Holman, Mr. Knutson, Mr. Courier, Mr. Bredberg, and Mrs. Blake. The great one, Denali Whitted. Denali would like to thank her parents, family, and all of her coaches for their support and help throughout high school. She would also like to thank those who made her high school experience one to remember. Carly Wilkerson. Carly would like to thank her parents, friends, and all of her teachers for being supportive and helping her grow to be the person she is today. Jeanette Winslow. Jeanette would like to thank her family and friends for their support. Jeanette would also like to thank Mrs. Blake for her trust and support. Jaden Winsenberg. Jaden would like to thank her family and friends for making her the woman she is today. Amber Wood. Amber would like to thank God and her family, friends for always being there.
Graduates of Houston Junior Senior High, please stand and move your tassels from right to left. Thank you for coming and sharing this evening with us. This is a historic moment for our students and families. Houston Junior Senior High families and friends, it is my privilege and pleasure to present to you the newest Houston Junior Senior High alumni, the class of 2020.